A lot of people love Southern food, and why wouldn't they? It's the best. But loving Southern food and knowing how to cook Southern food are two very different things. It's a lot like having a deep appreciation for art versus actually being an artist. Except in this scenario, the art is deep fried and covered with gravy, and the artist is wearing a polka dot apron with a chicken on it. So what's the secret that makes Southern food so much better than the rest? Wonder no more, because in this video, I'm gonna teach you 4 tips on how to cook like a Southerner. You're welcome. Tip number 1, recipes are for the weak. That's right, throw them out. Throw out your cookbooks, throw out your allrecipes.com account, you don't need any of it. The only recipes worth a lick are the ones that are passed from generation to generation. Granny's old recipe cards. But even those are basically unusable because they're stained with who knows what and completely illegible because Granny had the handwriting of a serial killer. I love you, Granny. And even then, it's more of a guideline than a rule. Down here, we cook by feeling, also known as love, which is why we use a different system of measurements. Now, you've heard of milliliters and grams and cups and tablespoons, but we use a Southern system of measurement. A dash, a pinch, a smidgen, a touch, and a heapin' helpin', also known as a good amount. But how do I know how much that is, you ask? You'll know. Trust me. If someone says add a good amount of butter, add a good amount. Hint, there's no such thing as too much, but there is such a thing as too little. And the Southern system applies to cooking times as well. Bake it in a hot oven until it's done. I can't be any more clear than that. Bake until done. What more do you want? Tip number 2, the 3 building blocks of Southern cooking. All the fancy schmancy cooking conservatories in France or wherever are going to tell you that the trinity of cooking is onions, carrots, and celery. Louisiana has its own version that they call the Holy Trinity, where they swap out the carrots for bell peppers, and obviously they are no slouches when it comes to food. But the real secret to Southern cooking is what I like to call the heavenly trifecta, TM. Also known as the 3 B's, butter, bacon, batter. Every great Southern recipe has one or more of these things in it, and the more you have, the more I guarantee you're gonna be taking home an empty dish from the potluck. Why? Why not? I'm not a scientist, but butter makes the world go round, and bacon gives things that savory goodness. And batter, what isn't made better by covering something in batter and then deep frying it to high holy heaven? Go ahead, try and stump me. I bet you can. Honorable mention goes to the 4th B, that D'Artagnan to the other 3 mouth-watering musketeers, breadcrumbs. Tip number 3, everything's better with meat. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. It doesn't matter what you're making. You wanna elevate it higher than Aunt Bessie's hair on an Easter Sunday? Put some meat in it. That's right, meat ain't just the star of the show, it is the whole show. We put meat in everything. It's why vegetarians and vegans have to be extra careful when they're in line of the local meat and 3, because even our vegetables are enhanced with the salty, savory flavor of protein. In fact, it's often not even considered a vegetable dish unless it has some meat in it. Baked beans and green beans? Put a little bacon in there. Collard greens? Sneak a little ham in. Macaroni and cheese, which despite everything you think you might know, is actually considered a vegetable. Okay, it's good on its own, but I wouldn't be mad if I found some bacon or pulled pork in it. Heck, even if you don't have actual meat, any decent Southerner has saved every ounce of bacon grease in a coffee can or a mason jar. Just use that, either in your dish or to season your well-used, never been in a dishwasher, cast iron skillet. Bacon grease, like the strips of heaven it comes from, is basically a universal ingredient. It's so versatile, it might even have medicinal properties, but don't quote me on that. Tip number 4, when in doubt, make a casserole. Look, down here, you gotta be prepared to feed a small army of people at all times. And what better way to do that than with a 9 by 13 inch dish full of goodness? A casserole is defined as 1, a dish in which food may be baked and served, and 2, food that is baked and served in a casserole dish. And that's it. It's vague on purpose, because with casseroles, anything goes. And we Southerners have perfected the art of just throwing stuff in a dish and baking it to perfection. Seriously, it's that easy. You take whatever's in your fridge or pantry, you throw it in a casserole, you add some butter, some bacon, some cream of mushroom if you're feeling crazy, you top it with cheese and breadcrumbs, or crushed up crackers, and you'll be the talk of the church potluck for weeks. Everyone will be asking you for the recipe. And even if you don't remember what you did, it's fine. Just grab some stained note card and scribble down vague instructions and, oh, so that's why they did that. And here's a little bonus tip, number 5. Feeling extra lazy and don't want to bake? No problem. put it in the fridge, and call it a salad. Because in the South, the only difference between the casserole and a salad is that one is hot and the other's cold. Just because it's got salad in the name doesn't mean it has to be sad and full of lettuce. We consider it a challenge to see how many calories we can pack into a salad. Standards include macaroni salad and potato salad. But even if you're just combining a bunch of random things, just pick 2 of the ingredients and add the word salad at the end. Apple bacon salad. And yes, fried chicken and mac and cheese salad is probably a real thing somewhere. And there you have it. Follow these tips and you are well on your way to becoming an amazing Southern cook. I mean, is that all? Of course not. But I can't give away all of our secrets for free. We didn't even touch desserts. Don't get me wrong, I would love to tell you all about how we make our delicious puddings and pies, but it's lunchtime and I'm hungry. Okay, fine. Just swap out the bacon for more butter and then add some sugar and throw some vanilla wafers on top. Happy? Hello, I'm Talia from It's a Southern Thing. If you liked this video, then you should click here to subscribe, but then click here to watch more videos. And then click here to subscribe to the channel. And then click here to watch more of our funny videos. And click here to